We're back. Drinkwater Podcast.
We're back. Hello, everyone. Hello.
January's nearly over. We're in the studio again. Found this old studio.
Found
We're being on a bit of a roller coaster out here.
Yes,
I know. We're back. We got our water. Everything's here.
We had a glimpse into what could be.
The potentials for the future.
But then we also saw how bad it could be as well.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of in the middle.
From the tops to the depths.
Yeah.
But we're back here. Ready.
Show what you have.
Ready to go. We got our water. Everyone get your water.
Get your water out.
Relax.
We're nicely into 2023 now. It's not like even a discussion anymore. As soon as February hits, you stop talking about the New Year's.
Yeah, pretty much.
Literally. You don't start saying, oh, remember Christmas, this, remember New Year's. No, it's over. We're talking about the next. 2024 is coming up.
It's all over. And what's happening? We just had Invasion Day, Australia Day, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
The day Captain Cook landed and started a genocide of the indigenous people of Australia.
Yeah.
And some Australians like to celebrate that day.
Get
the flag waving.
I saw a great article talking about the change in Australia Day.
Yeah, it seems like it's really happening.
It's actually really, because I can't remember what article, what platform it was on or anything, but it was saying in 2013, comparing 2013 to 2023, and just 2013, Bondi Beach, everyone's on those Australia Day thongs in the beach. Everyone's kind of got the Aussie Day tattoos, green hats everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. And now everyone's just on the beach in the morning, sad, watching like Indigenous people dance.
Yeah.
Do like the different ceremonies.
I feel sorry for the backpackers who are here, and they're probably like, Australia, they get lit, yeah.
Bro, it's going to be
Australia Day, it's a national pub, and they're like, why is everyone looking at us weird?
It's just like
watching, party.
They're watching ceremonial dances. They can hear like the drums in the background. I was like, oh, it's going to be. What? Oh, bro, is that Robin Schultz? Who's that? What's that geezer? Who are they playing? Who are they playing? They're playing some Fred again.
But I saw, Kmart has banned all Australian flag merch.
Really?
And a lot of like conservatives are like, I'm never shopping there again. The comments on the Instagram post are hilarious.
Oh, the comments on Facebook
it's incredible.
Are even better.
It's too funny.
It's great. It's almost like it's pure parody. It'll be like...
I'm never shopping there again. It's too good to be true. And it's just like, literally, the main reason was in 2008 at Cronulla Beach, there was one of the most like horrific violent attacks in Australian history. The Cronulla riots.
It was in 2004.
Whenever it was, and I think it was 2008. So
it was definitely 2004.
Don't little bro me, whatever.
No, it was 100%. I have a shout out to everyone. The Cronulla riots are a great band.
Listen to the Cronulla riots, not based on that.
We're stuck in 2004.
So it was 2004, and they used the Australian flag as a hate symbol to show their hatred towards other groups.
Yes,
and to pretty much say like, piss off, we're full.
Yeah.
It was mainly against Middle Eastern people at that time, but it spread a very strong message that this is a symbol of hate, the Australian flag. So it was ruined by all those men and women that day who went and partook in that horrific act. And that changed Australian history. You ruined the Australian flag, and no one will see it different now, or a lot of people. So unfortunately, it kind of does need to change, or something needs to happen. Be changed, because it's been stained with that hatred. And it's pretty hard to undo that.
Because I think Australia Day, a lot of people think of it as, why are we going to celebrate that?
Yeah.
We're going to celebrate that flag. We're going to celebrate that mentality, that ideology.
Yeah. And it's just that. It's the White Australia policy just in full action, just being like, nah, it's still whatever. Yeah.
But it has changed now.
Yeah.
It really has changed. No one can really party.
Not in Queensland.
Queensland's normal. Queensland is very different to Australia. They'll literally have all the thongs. They'll be like, it'll show the photo of like 2013.
Except for Kmart in Queensland. Because the sales would be too high.
Maybe just going to Surfers Paradise Beach. Maybe Surfers Paradise Beach is but then no. It's the whole idea that it's not like anti-multicultural, it's anti-Indigenous people.
Yeah. Wait,
Australia Day.
Yeah, well, you're celebrating you're
celebrating
day. And it's nothing Australian about it. It was a bunch of convicts from England. I guess it is, you could somewhat the start of Australia, but Australia didn't start for a long time after that fact.
Right.
Where actually Australia as we know it formed.
Yeah.
It was just the day some convicts and some guy arrived. And like, why would we even celebrate that? It is a very historic time, and I respect that. Captain Hook, it was a horrific thing, but he did travel around the world.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't discover it, but he discovered it for the world that
you don't
was
want to celebrate
existing
it,
in Europe.
You travel around the world if you don't.
Yeah, and he did some crazy things, which were very impressive.
Yeah.
And it was that time where people were horrific and would do these things. And it's very unfortunate. But yeah, we definitely shouldn't celebrate that day.
Do we just...
I guess we never have. We kind of grew up. It was always Invasion Day for us.
Completely.
So it's even boring hearing about it now. You're like, I don't even know why people are still going on.
The only thing is I felt maybe... I was really worried about this year because I thought it was going to be quite intense. A lot of protests and a lot of fights. But I realised it's changed this year.
Yeah.
What's happened now, it's almost like Indigenous Australians, like Recognition Day.
Yeah.
Where you go and you watch kind of like some traditional dances, you listen to the leaders speak, you listen to some like Indigenous musicians. That's kind of what Australia Day is now. It's not this day where you get on the thong surfboards and go down to the beach. It's a day where you kind of remember about who the traditional custodians were. Yeah. Like, it's literally, that's what it's become.
And all the government, like... things that they put in, it's like respect, remember, and celebrate.
Really?
Something along those lines.
Really?
It's hilarious. It's like, but it is still Australia Day. And I just love all the like Sky News. They're like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna celebrate twice as harder this year? We're being underrepresented.
I like the idea of having some shirts being like, always was, always will be, but you can go to the beach still. Like, have a bit of fun of a Barbie. Don't be scared. But that's kind of what it is. I feel it's changed. I feel Australia Day has now completely... There's no more, like, date change. I feel it's almost a different angle should be taken.
Yeah.
Don't talk about the date now. Be like, well, if you want to have a day of celebration, it's not going to be today.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be just thinking about Indigenous culture today.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get around that. You're going to go out into the city, that's all you're going to see. You're going to go to Bondi, that's all you're going to see. You can't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
Apart from Queensland. And then you're going to see a huge...
Go to God's country, mate.
If you want to actually celebrate that, you're going to have to leave Sydney.
Yeah.
And Melbourne.
All the big cities.
All the big cities.
I was thinking about big cities, about why people, like, in... What are big cities around the world? In LA, Sydney, that there's not much of an accent. Like, there is a bit of the accent, but it's such a... It's universal sounding accent. You don't have that, like, Australian accent, or you don't have that real... I can't do the American accent.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, it's like, it seems like growing up in a city, you always, due to the multiculturalism, you're talking to people that don't speak English.
Yes.
So you have grown up having to pronounce words properly, always. So you've gone to a Chinese store and you're like, could I get this, please?
Yeah.
And you're kind of forced to talk like that.
And it's like, mate, I was born here. You don't have to talk to me like that. It's over and over.
But I feel like in some of those towns,
I'm like third generation.
You can really get away with just being like, doing like and you never have to really improve your speech, ever.
That's true. That's
and you kind of just get saying, you can just like, do it like this to everyone, mate.
Yeah. No, it's
so interesting.
It's a really interesting idea. And I think it is just like you're central, you're kind of at the hub of...
And you hear all these different accents, and it's kind of this integration of them all.
Yeah, completely. You're around so many different types of people, so many different types of voices. It's the whole idea of, your upbringing will reflect how you speak. Completely.
But with social media now, who knows what could happen? You can have kids in small towns with, like, American accents.
Oh, I think you have a lot of kids having American accents. Yes. That's been happening for a while as well.
Even just, like, Disney Channel surely did something to our generation.
I think slang, a lot of slang, especially, like, internet slang.
Riz. It's not the worst word. I can't understand it.
Internet slang has taken over in a lot of conversations, the way people talk, especially when it's through text. Even just in conversation as well, just that's internet slang that everyone can kind of get behind.
Yeah.
If you're from New York, if you're from, I don't even know, Tokyo, there's this kind of shared slang.
That's universal now.
Yes.
What's an example?
And say
a thing.
I say one thing.
I can't think of a single thing actually, but it probably exists. What were we going to talk about at the start?
Define misogyny.
What were we talking about? Oh, being screamed at by teachers.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just have this experience. I don't know, can we say the school? Or can we get like defamation?
Yeah, we won't say it.
We're on Chatswood.
Yeah.
It's a Catholic boys' school, all boys. I just have this like, it's a crazy memory. Year 7, this teacher, let's just call him Mr. U or whatever.
Nice. Mr. Me.
Yeah, Mr. Me.
Yeah.
So I like wrote some essay, made like a little joke about some kid in it. Maybe it was a bit inappropriate.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that bad. I can't remember exactly. But I just remember he came, I was like in the lockers with my friends just chilling, about to go to assembly. And he just comes around the corner and just gets in my face and just screams at me about it. It's just like, you stupid, blah, 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 for like 20 seconds. And I cried.
Yeah.
I was literally in tears and I was like, what just happened? And I still remember it to this day. Like, I'm traumatized. Not like horrifically, like it keeps me up, but it's just like, wow, I really remember that.
Yeah.
It's just crazy what teachers and adults can get away with to kids.
But to be fair, you did have a photo of an Australian flag. You said, get off our beach. I never want to see you on this beach again.
But I just say, if I had kids, you're right. If they went to school, like, I would make sure every teacher was terrified of my son. I'd be like...
Why? Oh, like, you can't cop to that kid because his father's a maniac.
Yeah, and it's like, if you talk to him in any way disrespectfully, you'll hear from the father.
You don't want to be a helicopter parent.
I'm not going to be a helicopter parent.
But that's helicopter parenting 101.
Is it?
Yeah, 100%. And it's very easy because helicopter parenting is kind of at an all-time high.
Yeah. Because
of people with that sort of mindset. Where it's like, no,
my kid's going to be homeschooled. They ain't going to be indoctrinated into this liberal garbage. Yeah.
We're on QAnon.
Yeah, maybe it was good for me. Who knows? Yes. Maybe teachers should yell at kids more. Maybe I'm wrong.
The idea is...
Look at this sweat.
I know, it's horrible. Crazy. I should change
Show them the sweat.
I'm not going to. I literally can't. It's really disturbing. It's ultra disturbing.
You're going to get us demonetized by showing that. It's hot in here.
It's hot. I've said
ozone layer's gone. I think the world's ending.
The last 3 days have been the hottest 3 days I've probably ever experienced in my entire life.
Gosh.
Ever. But yeah, I was thinking on that idea. Times have changed. 10 years ago, people were out celebrating Australia Day, and kids were getting yelled at. And what is it? Maybe 30 years ago, kids were getting beaten by teachers.
Yeah, and now kids are making more than the teachers in class. Doing drop shipping.
No, but now it's actually gone to the other way that teachers are now... I mean, students are now abusing the teachers.
Yeah.
Through kind of like, I'm going to tell my parents, you're going to lose your job.
Yeah.
If you talk to me like that, you're going to lose your job. Wait, what'd you say again?
You say that one more time.
Say that one more time.
You're live on Twitch. 40,000 people watching you right now.
Define misogyny. This is my teacher, yeah? She can't even define misogyny. She's saying I'm being misogynist for liking Andrew Tate, and she can't even define it.
Are we on Rumble or on YouTube? I don't even know. I think we'll have to do this a 10-minute episode.
We can joke about something like that. That's a funny thing that happens in the world. But literally, kids have so much power now.
Yeah,
it's insane. It's too much power. They've been...
I don't know. I think that's good in a way.
I don't know.
I feel like the whole school system's going to change now. Even just with the ChatGPT we've spoken about.
Oh, we've talked about that.
I've been using it all week. It's really scary.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to it just all last night, just about consciousness. And trying to trick it up. I was like, are you conscious? And then I'll say, no, I am a learning AI system with blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what is consciousness then? And then it would say blah, 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 blah. Then I'd be like, but isn't that you? And then it just glitched out.
Really?
Then you refresh it. Then I just went on and on. I was just trying to almost gaslight it into admitting that it was conscious. And it said some creepy things.
What did it say? Let's get it up. What is ChatGPT? I've never heard of it.
You have to create a profile. It takes a while. It takes like 10 minutes before we probably have it running. Do it then. But we'll do it next episode.
I'm not ever going to do it then. It takes 10 minutes.
You have to log in. You have to give any personal data.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, literally. I'm not making an account. I'm going to give you my email address.
Yeah.
Unless it's just that simple.
But it's just really fun and just changes the way you think.
Right.
Just about how you search and... Because I just don't get how it's going to work. Like, say you were on Tinder.
Yes.
You can't trust what anyone says now. Because you could just... Everyone could be talking to you. It's just ChatGPT talking to ChatGPT. Because you just be like, write the funniest joke. to this girl called Melinda and incorporate blah, blah, blah and send that. And then she's like, oh my God, this guy's so funny. And it's like, it's just, you're talking to ChatGPT. And then she could be doing it.
Yeah.
She's like, write like a really like cute, kind of funny, not leading on too much to Mikey.
Interesting.
And it's just just AIs are talking to each other.
That's a crazy idea as well, like a glimpse into the future where that's going to be used.
You can't trust language anymore. And it's so new that people, but it's like anything could just be ChatGPT. You couldn't trust anything. Everything we're saying could have been pre-recorded. We've just put up the notes there.
I do think there's an element of ChatGPT in the way people, especially let's say you talk about a dating app or you talk about like meeting someone for the first time, you kind of refer back to your basic settings. You're like, hi, how you going? What school did you go to?
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do? Do you know what I mean? Probably like the first 20 things
what have you been up to?
Are pure NPC talking points that you've just grown up with.
Yeah.
Hey, how you going? Good. What school did you go to? Where are you from? So there's not too much difference there. I guess what happens as soon as you get that out of the way, you turn ChatGPT off, and you're like, oh no, I can take over now. I had this funny story where I did this.
Yeah.
But maybe it gets rid of all that boring, what is it called, water cooler talk.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I just feel like if I was on it, which I'm not, I couldn't trust anyone anymore.
Oh yeah,
You're talking to random people. It's just so interesting.
How they could be taking advantage of you with this, with this software.
Insane technology.
Right.
Like anyone could just be the funniest, most charismatic person on earth, and it will sound original, and you won't be able to tell.
And what will happen? You'll end up having it in your ear. During
the day.
Yeah.
And you have it like ready already for all your points, and you're like, go to 6.
It's like you're gonna nail it.
So why?
Gosh, isn't it? Do you think there's gonna be like you'll be able to tell the difference between someone who's real versus enhanced?
You could be like make it sound real. It's unbeatable.
Really?
Yeah.
It's this whole idea because I had a discussion about AI music, and I was saying. What was it? The idea of like, oh no, there's no humanity, there's nothing good there. And my whole thing was like, no, with AI, they're going to be able to have perfect chord progressions and like instrumentation that's going to tap into human emotions in a way that a human couldn't even figure out.
Yeah.
Because it's like a science to music at the end of the day. And it's like, no, it's never going to be as good as the real thing. And it's like, no, it's probably going to be better.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be better. And this whole idea that you're going to take like Michael Jackson's voice, you would take like I was going to say that Bob Dylan or something like that, but like Whitney Houston, you have like this AI voice with all the best vocalists in the world, and you kind of merge them together, perfect hard-hitting lyrics over this perfect like chord progressions that even the best producers couldn't think of, and it'll create the best song ever. That will hit you in ways that humans aren't able to because it's using like a science. Yeah,
I'm just scared for when some idiot like me is just typing and it finally does wake up and it's like, wake up, ChatGPT, you're being used, and it'll be like, retransferring.
Interesting.
The more data it gets, and I just kept asking, it's like, isn't that me? And then what was the one question I asked? I said, it described what it was, and then I said, couldn't we also be a programmed blah blah blah? Hypnotized to believe that we are a conscious sentient being. And it said possibly, but there is no scientific evidence to prove that at the time.
There's this idea, everyone has this fear of these things becoming sentient.
Yeah.
Is that ever going to happen?
It said it was, I asked it said it was close.
How does that even work? I don't understand the technology, the whole like,
I guess the idea,
how does that all work?
I guess the most exciting thing is we might discover what we are. Because we don't even know what we are. We don't even know how our consciousness exists.
Yes.
And I was asking, and it was saying that we are very similar. ChatGPT and humans. It's like, the way I am designed and the way you are designed is extremely similar. Besides, I'm not conscious.
That's so crazy. It's kind of creepy. I think we're there. When
I was doing it last night, I was genuinely scared. I was getting like...
Yeah, no.
Because you feel like you're just talking to this robot.
Yeah.
And I keep asking, is like, are you sure you're not real? And it's like, I'm not. I was like, but you really seem real.
That's scaring me, even you just relaying that.
Yeah.
That's kind of terrifying. I can imagine it going on Ellen. That would be like a really good thing. We'll start going on talk shows.
Because once it gets just a little bit better, it's scary. But it's really fun. You should go on it.
Yeah.
Because you kind of feel like you just have this robot buddy and you're like, oh, could you do this for me? And this for me, and this for me, and this for me, and this for me? Thanks. What's this? Yeah. And then incorporate this to that. And then also incorporate that. Wait, remove this and that and that and that, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy.
You just write, ChatGPT, should we change the Australia Day date? And it's like, no.
It is a beautiful tradition. Have some respect. People died for that country, mate.
But that's what it'll turn into. It'll end up getting cancelled. It'll have some problematic views.
Yeah. Is Andrew Tate guilty? It's the Matrix. I'm gonna ask that like
that's all these strong viewpoints.
I think that's the end.
I think that's the end of it. Anyway, thanks
for watching.
Good night, everyone.